You know, our planet's forests are really on the front lines right now. They're facing these incredible threats, everything from withering droughts that literally leave them gasping for water to the raw, destructive power of hurricanes. But how do they fight back? I mean, how do they actually survive? To figure that out, we're going to follow the science.
It is a huge question, and it's one that scientists are absolutely racing to answer. Because survival, well, it's not just about getting through the storm itself. It's about the very lifeblood of the trees, their ability to find water, even in the chaotic aftermath.
So to get our heads around this, we're going to deconstruct a real-world scientific investigation. And our guide for this isn't some dense research paper. Nope, it's something way more fundamental. Think of it like a mission briefing. What we're actually looking at is a PhD job description. But hang on, this isn't about finding a job. This thing is a blueprint for a critical scientific mission. It shows us the exact questions being asked, the tools they're going to use, and most importantly, why it all matters on the front minds of climate change. Now, the field this mission operates in is called ecohydrology. Put simply, it's the science of how water and life interact. It's really all about understanding the plumbing of an ecosystem. You know, how trees drink, how they sweat, and how they cope when the water suddenly runs out or when there's way, way too much of it. Okay, so what are the specific objectives for this mission? It's not enough to just go out and look. Scientists have to quantify everything. How deep do those roots actually go? How big is the sapwood? That's the living pipeline inside the trunk that carries all the water. And how much water is a tree really using every day? The whole goal here is to connect these vital signs to figure out how a tree survives both drought and hurricanes.
To pull off those objectives, our scientist needs a really specialized toolkit. This is not about just taking a walk through the woods with a notepad. No, this is a high-tech, intelligence-gathering operation.
The mission plan really breaks down into 3 key steps. First, it's boots on the ground, field campaigns to get physical samples from the trees and the soil. Second, it's back to the lab for something called isotope analysis. This part is fascinating. It's like a forensic investigation, using the chemical signature of water to trace its exact path from the soil all the way up through the roots and out into the leaves. And third, all of that amazing data gets fed into powerful computer models to help predict how the forest is going to behave in the future. And the tech involved here is just remarkable. That lab analysis is done with some seriously specialized gear, like this Picarro isotope analyzer. This machine basically performs water forensics, and it can reveal secrets that are hidden within a single drop of sap. It's incredible. So what kind of person does it actually take to lead a mission like this? Let's profile the ideal operative. It really takes this unique combination of grit, intellect, and some serious technical skill. The requirements here paint a really clear picture. A master's degree and some tough fieldwork experience, that's just the starting line. To really be the perfect candidate, you need specialized skills. Experience with that isotope technology, some serious coding abilities, and a deep knowledge of plant hydraulics, which is basically the physics of how a tree's internal plumbing works under extreme pressure. Now, gathering this kind of detailed data, well, it's not exactly a short-term project. It requires a really serious commitment. So you might be wondering, how long does a mission like this even take? The initial funding is for 3 years, and that's with the potential for more. Just think about that. A minimum of 3 years dedicated to fieldwork, lab analysis, and data modeling just to begin answering these critical questions. And as you can imagine, the application process is intense. It requires a full dossier of research goals, experience, and publications. It's a really formal process to find exactly the right person for a very demanding mission. So why does all of this matter so much? Because this intensive, years-long study of individual trees, it isn't just some academic exercise. It has a massive payoff that connects the health of a single tree to the resilience of an entire nation. And here it is. This is the direct link. The data gathered by this one PhD student doesn't just sit in a university library somewhere. No, it gets fed directly to the U.S. Forest Service to help inform how they manage all of the nation's forests. Just look at this ripple effect. The data from one single tree helps improve the Forest Service's huge predictive models. And those improved models, they lead to more accurate assessments of forest health across entire regions. And those assessments are the foundation for building national strategies to make our forests more resilient to climate change. It all starts with that one scientist taking samples out in the field. I mean, the mission briefing says it all right here. The purpose is to, and I'm quoting, directly inform models supporting regional climate resilience strategies. This is science with a direct, urgent, and incredibly important application.
So the next time you see a job ad like this, don't just see a position that needs to be filled. See it for what it really is, a vital piece of a much larger puzzle. It's intelligence gathering for our planet, providing the critical information we need to protect our ecosystems for the future.
It kind of leaves you with a pretty staggering thought, doesn't it? This is the immense effort, the years of work, the specialized technology, the dedicated expert that it takes to understand just one piece of the puzzle in just one region. It really makes you wonder, what will it truly take to protect them all?